Hi, I'm Jessie, your intuitive mentor, coach, and welcome to this fourth video in this series on learning to love yourself like never before. Our society is built on and attached to the idea that you have to have something on the outside to validate what you believe you have on the inside. If you say you're smart, the world says, "Show me your degree. Where's your amazing job? Show me the books that you've written." But it is actually the exact opposite. You have to have it on the inside. You have to get there internally first. You have to have the energetic instructions written in your creative field for it to be able to build the thing on the outside. So your creative field is your energetic field around you that arranges and builds all matter, all things, all people in our lives. For it to be able to build and arrange something on the outside, it has to first have the energetic instructions or signals from within. So the problems start when we equate being loved or being special or valuable to things in the outside world. If you think you're special, the outside world says, "Well, show me the proof. How are you special?" So if you go all the way back to childhood, say from 6 years old, you never received good grades or you never won any sporting accolades. Initially you would have begun life feeling special, feeling valuable, because everyone is uniquely special and valuable. But eventually you learn, well, that kid over there is getting praised for their good grades. Or that kid's getting applause for winning. That's what makes them special. Well, so where's my proof that I'm special? And you begin to self-doubt. Or if, depending on how you were or are praised and what for, you begin to associate your self-worth with the activity or the trait that you were praised for. So you are so smart. You're so beautiful, you're so funny, so helpful. And we begin the process of self-doubt. When we do that, there is this cheeky law, and it's a law called the law of opposing forces. This law kicks our butts. And it is basically the law of attracting the opposite of what you think that you want. Because the universe so desperately wants you to learn the lesson of self-love, it will provide opportunities for you to prove your ability to stand up for yourself, to have your own back, and to demonstrate how much you love yourself. These opportunities often feel like challenges. So take boxing as an analogy. You can't develop a great blocking technique if no one is ever throwing a punch at you. In fact, you can't display any great boxing form if you don't ever have an excellent opponent. If you want to prove that you've got a great block, you've got to have someone to throw a great punch. The universe is willing to be your opponent or find you an opponent to give you that obstacle, to give you the chance to prove your level of self-love. So if you pair this with what our thoughts and beliefs create in our creative field to point out our emotional imbalances, or what are called reflections, because they're reflecting back to you where you have an imbalanced belief. So for example, if you always feel you're stupid or you tell yourself you aren't smart, you will create someone in your life reflecting that belief back to you, reminding you how stupid you are, that you aren't smart, and they will continue to push that button. As your universally planned opponent, they will push that button so hard until you finally stand up for yourself, finally tell them that you're not stupid, and you push back on that person by proving that you are smart. And finding that proof therefore changes your own beliefs. Now, without this person playing out that law of opposing forces and this reflection pushing so hard at you, you may not have been forced to stand up for yourself, to find the proof of the opposite. to build the argument to prove them wrong. So once you start building that argument, start seeing both sides of your belief, equal positive, equal negative, you are one step closer to that goal of loving yourself. Stick with me in the next video for more on finding both sides of that belief and how we can get ahead of reflections before they even enter that boxing ring.